That's interesting.
Jesus Christ, South Park streaming rights are worth $900 million.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Try to. All right. Well, apparently Maria Shafir took a fucking clothesline from Buckshot Lariat today. Good for her. Still not going to get that fucking match over because apparently now they are making it official that it's going to be him and Moxley in a Texas death match. So we're just going to play up into Moxley's abuse.
Yeah, now watch yourself, oh yeah, cause we can't go.
Oh, did you hear about the Boxing Commission and the IOC?
Oh, did you want to save that for the show?
No, I just want to know if you know what I'm talking about.
No.
With that,
I heard something about her. Or Shim.
Jim, failed another chromosomal background and has been apparently stripped of their title.
Yeah, I was gonna say save it for the show. We would have talked about it, but
And
now,
there's a lot of
but we're already live, so
yeah.
try to figure out why Christian's not picking up because I'm calling him. Well, whatever. Let's get this started and we'll get going. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Betting Window on the Nerdport Network. I'm your host, F. and Ronnie, and with me as always, Ryan. You fucking muted yourself already. Right when I went live. Right when I started. What the hell? It's the freaking worst timing ever. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, while I wait for Ryan, I am your host of The Betting Window, where we dive into the good, the bad, and the what the fuck was that in the wide world of sports and sports betting. On today's episode, we will try a new segment called Real or Bullshit, where we take some of the stories from the week and pretty much say, is this a real thing or is this complete and utter bullshit? Quick hits, just couple stories that really to people won't mean a lot, but be fun just to talk about, and as well as the Sunbelt predictions, and we talk some weird things like the hot dog eating contest and how do we fix the WNBA. Because I think Ryan has some ideas about how to fix it.
What fucking ideas?
There he is. Introduce yourself, fucker.
Oh, Captain Stuntcock and fuck Google Teams right in its fucking face.
You literally went mute the minute I went live.
I got booted the minute you fucking went live.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Huh. That's fucking weird.
Like, I rejoined. I didn't even know I was fucking muted for a second. Fuck Google Teams. Who runs Google? What's that guy's name?
I mean, it's the guys that run YouTube, so.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Fuck them!
Fuck him. Fuck him in the face.
God damn it, fuck him right in the fucking. It'd be like Token just playing bass.
Oh, good lord.
Token, you're black, you have a bass.
Alright. Let's pull this fucking shit show out of the station and see how long we stay on the rails.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, yeah. It's already gonna be fucking derailed.
I got my doobie snacks. Let's do this.
So, let's dive. We'll do the quick hits first, and it's actually kind of funny that we talk about this because there's actually been a lot of sports news in the world of video games. Did you hear about any of this?
No, hit me.
Okay. So, according to EA Sports, they have confirmed the comeback of the NBA Live franchise to rival 2K.
So now they want to compete with 2K again.
Yep. Is that a little too late?
I mean, kind of. I mean, you know as well as I do, back in the day, we had fucking 2 or 3 NFL games. We had, like,
So,
the show.
if you want to go back to basketball games, you had NBA in the Zone, Kobe Bryant's Courtside, you had NBA Live, you had NBA Hang Time / Jam. Then you got into the 360 where then you got into the Dreamcast where you had all the 2K games.
No, don't forget, man, there was also the ESPN game.
For basketball?
I think so.
I don't ever remember.
Right, the ESPN line was a whole franchise.
I don't ever remember the basketball game. I always remember.
Because the football game was better.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, NBA on ESPN. Yeah, ESPN NBA. Yeah, it was a thing.
You're like, holy shit. Now
Yeah.
you gotta track down those games and play the motherfucker.
No, I won't because they had them for regular Xbox. So I mean, I could probably get them. They're probably dirt cheap.
I guarantee you they're dirt cheap.
So, okay, I have a question for you too now. Have you played the NCAA games?
Not since
Recently.
they came back.
Recently.
No.
Okay. So, the reason why...
The way I played was like 14.
Okay, so the reason I bring that up is because they have announced a possibility, and hello, Christian.
What's up?
Nothing. We're talking about video game news that they just dropped. They are in the works for an NCAA March Madness.
Yeah, I saw that.
So we have they brought back NCAA football. Now we're gonna get March Madness back.
Yeah, I saw.
Will they dust off NCAA baseball? Because that was a 1-year thing, and it was a good game.
Yeah, I don't really remember it.
It was only for 06. That was the problem. But also, I don't know if you heard EA announced that they're bringing back the Live franchise.
Ah, nice.
So, I mean, big news in the world of gaming for
sports gamers, at least.
I mean, it's something that can compete with the show and NCAA college football. I mean, as much as it's great, 2K has gotten stale.
Mm-hmm.
You can only do. The problem is everyone, when it comes to these games, they don't rely on making good single-player games for sports games. They are forcing you to either do the Ultimate Teams or play online. That's the problem.
That is.
Because, like, 2K, you could play career mode, and that shit was fun as hell. It's just building it. Like, the show is good for solo gaming, and, like, it's just small things like that. Like, they need to keep focusing on the solo gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like I said, Live is coming back. What are they going to do? LeBron's going to be on the cover of that.
LeBron's gonna be on the cover of what?
EA Live.
Wait, it's coming back this year?
Next year.
Yeah.
The next season. So this upcoming year.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they dropped Tatum, which is kind of ironic that he's on the cover of 2K this year.
He was just on it for last year.
For 25?
Yeah.
Oh, so okay. So then they
Know shit.
well, because I don't fucking play these
don't
games.
know shit.
Yeah, I know more than fucking.
See Ryan? See, thinking he knows shit when he don't.
Because nobody gives a shit about fucking basketball. No one gives a shit about the NBA games anymore. Oh, that's interesting. 2K is looking to get into the college game too.
That one I play.
Actually, sorry. Let me rephrase that. Getting back into the college game. Because 2K had the college games back on the Dreamcast and shit like that.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's interesting. 2K, especially with how 2K runs their shit now. I mean, I bet you EA Live or EA March Madness will sell for the first year just to see if it's any different. But the problem is with March Madness was same thing was with Live. It is a clunky ass game. It's not fluid. It's not a simulation. It's just, hey, it's a sports game. Unlike, let's face it, their bread and butter is Madden and now EA College Football. But, okay, I'm interested.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I would love to see 2K. I would love to see 2K come back with an NFL game because I think, I don't know, like, have you seen some of the things they're potentially adding to Madden this year?
No, I actually have not.
I actually saw a post today where, here, let me see if I can find it. Because my cousin sent it to me. They have 4 new broadcast packages in Madden, right?
Okay.
So they have a a regular Sunday broadcast. They have a Monday Night Football broadcast. They have a Thursday night football broadcast, and they have a Sunday night.
Okay,
broadcast.
yeah, I'm looking at it, and it looks like whatever you play, you're getting a different bottom third.
Yeah,
So,
because
Sunday
I don't know.
afternoon is gonna be
It'd be cool if, like, for the Monday night, they had Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, for Sunday night football, Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth, and then Thursday night, like Al Michaels and
They brought back like the Al Michaels, John Madden.
no, Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit. Like, make it as authentic as possible. And
I think you have to have one where you can get Summerall and Madden.
And then, like, the Sunday afternoon, you know, that could be Nance and Romo.
So, and that's what I was going to say. For looking at how they have everything, Sunday afternoon looks like the CBS logo. Sunday Night Football looks like ESPN.
Yeah.
Monday Night Football looks like ABC. Sunday Night Football looks like Peacock. And the Thursday night looks like Prime.
Yeah, it does.
Like, they kind of made it look like that, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. And you know why Madden's doing all of this, right?
Well, because they need to fucking... They need to save face.
This is their final year under contract.
Yeah, they need to save face.
Yeah. Oh, look at you knowing some shit.
Well, let's face it. The last how many years have just been reskins? And roster updates.
Yeah, like I say, it's nothing but a $60 roster upgrade.
Yeah. Which, at that point, then just make the game, and then, what's it called? Make the game, and then just put out digital releases and upgrade, like, for $30. You could have just done it without a problem. Madden ratings, they have the Giants as the worst team in the league this year.
Oh, fuck.
And no, in Madden.
Yeah.
Gee, shocker. Guess who the two best are?
Chiefs and Eagles.
Chiefs and Niners.
Wow.
They have the Giants at 75th overall. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, here you go. We have 3 commentators.
Mm-hmm.
So the commentators for the game are going to be Thursday night, Brandon Goglin and Charles Davis.
Yeah.
Sunday night is going to be Tirico and Olsen. And then Monday night's going to be Kate Scott and Brock.
Oh, God.
Hadar. How do you pronounce his last name?
Who, Brock Hewitt?
Hewitt? There you go. Thank you. I would like to see one of these teams, just because you're going to do so much with AI lately. Just give me Al Michaels and John Madden. Or Summerall and Madden. Just give me...
Oh, who's going to be doing the Sunday afternoon broadcast?
Don't know yet. Maybe it's Michaels and...
Herbstreit?
Yeah, maybe it's Michaels and Herbstreit, or you have...
And they need to put them on Thursday night, since that's what they actually do.
I know. Oh, who's the other one? Who does... Who is the original... Collinsworth and...
Gus Johnson?
And yeah, they need Gus. I need shit. Was Gus even in the college game? I don't even know.
No, Gus Johnson did NCAA, the last NCAA basketball. I know Gus
Yeah.
Johnson also did Madden 11.
Yeah, they need to bring back Gus Johnson to do college football. But it is what it is. And hey, Ryan, I know you had. We'll move on real quick. I know you had something to talk about with the world of Olympic boxing.
Yes, so apparently there has been quite an uproar over the female boxer that took gold. And apparently they are being stripped of their Olympic medal because of a failed chromosomal test, producing what was it XY chromosome pairing?
Yep. It was. They're a guy.
Yeah, biologically they're a man. So apparently the IOC will be stripping them of their gold medal, and they will be forced to return it.
And fat chance that happens.
This could have been entirely avoided with the simple fact that they knew it, but the IOC ignored it.
Yeah. I mean, then when you get into that, I put into our group chat earlier, University of Pennsylvania has officially banned trans athletes.
Yeah, but that's a federal government funding move.
But meaning the Riley Gaines and Leah Thomas stuff is done, and it's pretty much going. It looks like It looks like they are starting to, actually enforce Title IX again.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at. And I want to make one thing clear. I keep hearing online everyone saying that, and God, we had a person on the show that's not part of the network anymore say this, that it didn't matter, that they're still men, they're still women, this and this. I want to make one thing clear that no one seems to be talking about. When myself, Ryan, when Christian has gotten involved in this, when we say these transitioning men into women are competing, we're not talking about them competing against some Joe Schmo or someone that's a Joe Schmo just off of their fucking couch. We're talking about someone that's transitioning that has been training since in a sport since they were like 8 years old. That has dedicated their lives to this. That are going against people that have dedicated their lives. If you told me that some person goes off the couch, transitions, and then goes in and beats a bunch of women, I'm sorry. A natural athlete should be able to beat any Joe Schmo.
Yes.
But we're not. But no one ever is talking about that. No one brings that up. I hear in every argument, no one brings up the fact that when they talk about it, they are talking about athletes. I'm not talking about the person off the couch going to open tryouts for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, I mean, there has been that video of that guy going around showing the damage that these trans athletes have done to women in their sports.
Yeah.
And as soon as everybody finds out that it's like for a petition to ban trans athletes, they completely change their stance because it's not politically correct.
Yeah. Nothing else I can really talk about that, but yeah, that was a big bit of news.
Agreed.
Last bit of quick hits. Ryan, I heard you also texted me saying that you found a way actually how you can save the WNBA.
Look, I feel kind of dumb for it taking me so long to figure it out, but I have figured out a way to push the WNBA possibly even ahead of the NBA itself. Okay? I need everybody to bear with me. What if instead of drafting these tall, flat-assed, tomboy, bull-dyke lesbian types, we draft some chicks with the itty-bitty waist and the bits that jiggle? Sex sells. Use that. Because I'm sorry, if you're getting wood to fucking Brittany Griner or Caitlin Clark, you're probably fucking into dudes. Tell me I'm wrong. Christian, would you buy a ticket to a WNBA game if these were like thick bitches and like booty shorts and shit?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
The X League sponsors the WNBA.
Look, all I'm saying is maybe, like, I don't know, look for and draft female players that dudes want to stick their dick in. Instead of these fucking flat-chested ass, is she or isn't she a bull dyke? I bet her dick's bigger than mine types.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just saying, you'd have full stadiums.
yeah.
And this is my point why, and I'm sure that anybody that's listening, anybody the female persuasion that's listening will back me up. Do you guys really think that women go to fucking NBA games to watch the game? Or are they watching fucking pro athletes' dicks swinging in loose shorts?
You got to say pause after that.
Oh, we can
Like,
just go with the hey, yo.
Hey,
hey,
yo.
for real. But for real, you think women are going to those games to actually watch basketball? Are you serious?
No.
Okay, and I go to the fucking lingerie football league to watch the game too.
Yeah.
So, the problem is, the sex that they're selling in the WNBA is like Skinamax fucking lesbian porn.
Meanwhile, there's a video going around of the Fever last night winning the the rivalry, the not the what is it, the in-season tournament, and the one guard that's been pretty much the enforcer of the Heat was literally on TikTok like twerking and shit like that, and she's like she turned into the second best jersey sale because she's not bad looking. Sophia Cunningham.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and blame Space Jam for my views on the WNBA because they didn't need to make Lola that thick.
I was wondering where the fuck you were going with that. Oh, God.
But look, hey, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that shit wouldn't put more asses in the seats.
Oh, it would. And it's funny. So I actually want Christian's opinion on this because me and Ryan have talked about this and we've said it multiple times. The reason this gets brought up is because either the Wall Street Journal or The Athletic did a poll, polling the fans, polling the media, and polling the players on the best players in the WNBA. The fans voted Caitlin Clark the number one. Which, of course, she's one of the faces of the league. She's the most polarizing. Of course, they're gonna vote her number one.
She's bigger than most guys.
Yeah. The media voted her number 3. Christian, I think me and you and Brian, I don't know how much you've watched it. Christian, I think we can agree though. Third guard in the WNBA. Fair.
Mm-hmm.
She's not the best. But I wouldn't say she's not top 3. Especially as a shooting guard. That's what made her famous. The players, though, put her 9th.
They're trying to humble her. I told you.
No, humbling her was when the players were trying to beat the living shit out of her during the game.
Okay, so it was hardcore lesbian porn. You know, because they were rough with her.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, ha, you can laugh now.
Ha! Motherfucker.
But here, I got the thing right here. So, all right. She finished 9th in WNBA guards. There was all the players voted, and yeah, they gave it to her. I'm sorry. Saying that she's the humbling, it's not saying that she's 9th. Like, the way these women have kind of exposed themselves in this game, because from what anyone else has been shown, there's no other player that I could remember that they've literally assaulted on the court. Like, it's some street ball type shit.
They're all calling every little thing a foul now.
No, they don't call shit a foul, but yet someone pokes her in the fucking Caitlin Clark in the eye, and no, that's a normal foul. Meanwhile, people get cold cocked, and no, it's a travesty. It's a murder on the court. It's weird saying that, but it's like, listen, is she the 5th best? Yeah, I'll say she's the 5th best. Maybe even the 6th best. She's not 9th. And I brought up one thing, and me and Ryan were talking about that. There's 40, so their demographic from 18, or maybe even less now, between 13 and 27 is 47, or is 47 and 0.5% is their rating. Now that's just, you think about it, that's 47% is just the diehard WNBA fans. Christian, how many fans do you think have come in to watch the WNBA that are strictly there to watch Caitlin Clark? Percentage-wise, out of like there's 47, so out of the 53, what do you think? How that would break down?
Oh, I have no idea.
So, like, I'll say this: would you think there's 20% are coming to see Caitlin Clark, and the rest of it just don't give a shit about the WNBA?
Yeah, I could see that.
Okay. With how they are treating her in general, if she leaves, in your opinion, how many people stay and watch the WNBA for the next big star out of that 20%?
I honestly don't know.
So
I really don't.
I personally think it's about maybe 7 to 10% stay, and the rest just turn it off. With how the game has been with college, with how, because let's face it, the WNBA does not get any national media. They don't, and that's on the NBA because it's subsidized of the NBA. The NBA should be promoting them. I mean, there's enough money in there clearly because they're expanding. They're getting 5 new teams in the next 5 years. So if she leaves, then you lose 10%. You lose an extra 10%. You're trying to get that extra 53% to stay and watch. I mean, clearly there's something there because companies are investing in it. And that's where Ryan came up with the idea of just make it the lingerie basketball league.
It's not even due to lingerie basketball league, but like, you know, not all female athletes look like fucking bull dykes, right?
Yes.
And that's what they don't understand. Guys like watching female athletes, but they also like watching female athletes that they feel like maybe, under the right circumstances, they could stick their dick in them.
Yep.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Okay, John. No, you're not wrong.
No, I'm not saying you can't tell me I'm wrong. I'm saying give me a fucking factual statement on why I would be wrong.
No, you're not wrong.
Like, and that's the fucked up thing with it. Like, dudes love lesbians, but they love like Cinemax lipstick lesbians.
What's her name? Candace Michelle?
Yeah, exactly. If she was playing basketball, I'd go watch it. I don't give a fuck if she can play or not.
Have GoDaddy, just have the GoDaddy symbol strapped across her?
I mean, essentially, yeah.
Yeah. But
Like, they come off as sexist, potentially. But is it also going to make a bunch of money for a league that's dying without it? Absolutely.
let me put it this way. When you watch the X League, or when the women's lingerie league was coming around, did everyone say, oh, well, this is sexist? Yeah, pretty much. But when you started watching how they played...
Dude, they hit as hard as the NFL. It's awesome.
And then, oh, after I make this tackle, I'm going to twerk on your head.
Insult to injury.
Yeah. And, oh, well, this chick scored a touchdown. She's going to go run off to the sideline, grab 2 beers, and stone cold salute on the 50-yard line.
And that's why they have a bigger fan base than the WNBA.
And guess what? I will say this right now. They actually got away, the X League that was the Lingerie Football League, got away from the lingerie. But the uniforms that they're wearing are skin tight, but they're regular uniforms. But they're not wearing helmets. They're still wearing the lacrosse helmets. They're still going to be beating the living hell out of each other. They're playing football in lacrosse pads. It's still going to be entertaining. Shit. How many... Trish was part of that fucking league back in the day.
Yep.
If it's entertaining, it doesn't matter how they look. People will watch it. But if
Again, like,
but if they're a if they're not a 3, more people will watch it.
Right. Like, I mean, watching WNBA games now is like, I found this difficult to masturbate to. Not impossible, but difficult.
With with the volume on mute.
Not impossible, but close.
All right. So, do we want to get into the next segment? Unless anyone else, unless you have any closing thoughts on it, Christian, we can move on.
Nobody cares.
Oh no! Actually, that was good timing for that one.
Or am I going to be reprimanded for that?
No, I said that was good timing on that one.
That one.
And just so you guys know, I'm trolling every time I bring up being reprimanded because I really don't give a shit.
Well, apparently there's someone that gives a shit about betting, and they might be joining us later. Depends on if they actually can make a phone call or not. All right. So we are going to. I found something as a new segment where we are going to pretty much take 4 interesting topics that happened over the course of the week, and I'm gonna call it real or bullshit. Meaning, hey, does this have any legs to it, or is it just complete and utter bullshit? The first topic on here will be going to the Pittsburgh Steelers and how they have pretty much, after their trade and all they've picked up, how pretty much this is one of Mike Tomlin's last chance. If, according to Pittsburgh, and to like the fans and in radio, if the Pittsburgh Steelers do not get as far as, say, the title game, that they will, for the most part, be forcing him to resign. Pretty much firing him without firing him. Does that have any legs? Or is that bullshit?
Well, I think it's bullshit because what roster have they given Mike Tomlin to compete with? Let's be real here. Like, they haven't really had any type of stability at quarterback since Ben Roethlisberger. And let's be real. Let's also look at this fact, too. It's tough to replace a Hall of Fame caliber type of quarterback. Right, Ryan?
That's true.
Like, it really is, okay? Let's go down the list. The New England Patriots. They haven't been the same since Tom Brady left for Tampa. Look at the success Tom had in Tampa, and New England only made the playoffs once after he left, right? You look at Denver prior to Bo Nix being drafted. I think they found their guy in Bo Nix. But after Peyton Manning retired, who's now a Hall of Famer, after Peyton retired, look at how many starting quarterbacks they had. Trevor Siemian, Joe Flacco, Case Keenum. They tried bringing back Brock Osweiler. They drafted Paxton Lynch thinking he was going to be much of something, but he really wasn't. I thought Russell Wilson was a great signing and acquisition for them, but Russell didn't have a good coach the first year, and then he and Sean Payton just couldn't get on the same page the second year, right? And look at that. Look at the Saints. I mean, the Saints had no type of plan after Drew Brees retired, and Drew Brees is going to be a Hall of Famer next year. But Mike Tomlin's been able to work with what he has around him, and that's what makes him so great. I look at the Steelers, and the issue is the Steelers are getting away from their identity, which is what? Running the football. When you think of Pittsburgh Steelers, you think of
That's what I
what do you
think.
yeah, when you think of Steelers football, you think of ground and pound, you think of running the ball, you think of playing smash mouth physical football, right? And I get the game changes and the league changes over a period of time, but go back to what works for you because as Ben was getting older, a year or two before he retired, and Ronnie, I used to mention this to you all the time. Um, the Steelers' equivalent of a running game was what? The short, quick
Yep,
passing game
the
because they
West
didn't
Coast.
have they. What'd you say?
The West Coast.
Yeah, because they didn't have their offensive line wasn't built to run block. So their equivalent of a running game was what? The quick passing game. Nowadays, I mean, they've had what 4 or 5 different starting quarterbacks since Roethlisberger retired. One year it was Kenny Pickett. One year it was Mason Rudolph. One year it was Justin Fields. Now they're going in there with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, I think they have the roster to at least compete for a wild card spot because, or maybe even second place in the division because Baltimore is going to win this division without question. The Bengals still have a lot of question marks, especially on defense. And what are they going to do with Trey Hendrickson and the Browns? Yeah, forget about it. Um,
Oh, I'll tell you right now,
the
when we
Steelers.
get into our picks for the NFL, I am slamming the under on the Bengals Browns game.
Yeah, I mean, look, I could see this being a 2 with the possibility of this being a 3-team race in the AFC North. Um, but it all depends on what the Steelers do with TJ Watt. What TJ Watt is to the Steelers is what Aaron Donald was to the Los Angeles Rams. I mean, they're a completely better defense because of TJ. And I wouldn't disagree with anyone if they said TJ Watt was the Steelers' best player.
Yep. I mean, you're not wrong, Ryan. What do you think? Being the
So
resident Steelers fan.
Ryan, did I say okay? What did you think about what I said?
I mean, look, you're not wrong, and honestly, like he hasn't had a great roster to really work with. He's had what he's had. I think this season he's got the roster that he wants. With that being said, I think it's plausible to force him to retire because while he hasn't had a losing season, he hasn't had very many winning seasons, and they have been far and in between.
Okay. I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean,
yeah.
look. The way I look at it, the best thing the Steelers did was get rid of George Pickens. And the reason why I say that is because he was toxic. He was a
Yeah.
diva. And you think of him complaining with Pittsburgh, he goes and complains in Dallas, and he's going to really be under a microscope because anything you do negatively in Dallas, the media reports on it.
Yeah.
If the Steelers can somehow find somewhat of a running game, um, they will. They're gonna be okay.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. So it's just going to be interesting to see what we're going to get. I think if they don't, like, yes, if they make the playoffs, they're fine. But I think it has a lot to do, too, with, hey, they need to, like, they need to make sure that they, what's it called? That they actually get more wins the, what's it called? For Tomlin.
Yeah, because listen, Mike Tomlin isn't the problem. If we're being real, he hasn't been given a roster to work with, and them hiring Arthur Smith wasn't the greatest move either because he's not a good play caller. Here's how I look at it. You look at last season with Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson was always at his best when he did what? He drew a defense to the line of scrimmage. He was able to use his play action and then take a shot over the top, right? You didn't see that too much. There were so many times when I saw during that losing streak, the Steelers defense did all they could to get the ball back to the offense. The offense would move the ball down the field. And once they got in the red zone, it was almost as if they forgot how to punch the ball into the end zone. So they really had consistent red zone opportunities and just beating themselves. But I think if they can run the football, they're gonna be okay.
Okay. Ryan, you got anything to close out with that, or do you want me to move on to the next topic?
Well, that pretty much sums it up, Christian.
All right.
All right, are these all football?
No, actually, the next one is basketball.
Eh,
Well, no. Follow me on this. With the NBA season being over,
eh.
you don't even know what the question's going to be yet.
Ain't nobody care.
Really? Because, did you see the bag that SGA just got?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So, it's about SGA signing his extension, getting him $73 million a season. To get in the Supermax. Does this signing kind of lock in SGA as being the new face of the league?
No, he's not the face of the league. The NBA, they're not gonna let someone international, unfortunately, from an international background, be the quote unquote face of the league.
Well, you wouldn't call someone like Joker wasn't almost the face of the league? Like, he was...
So here, look, let me explain what a face of the league / superstar is, because I feel the two kind of coincide with one another. When I think of a superstar in this instance, I think of them being just as popular and big off the floor, off the playing surface, as they are on it, right? And to me, the NBA has four true superstars: Steph Curry,
Yep,
Giannis Antetokounmpo,
yep.
Kevin Durant, and LeBron James. LeBron is still the face of the league. Yes, he's older. Yes, he's at the end of his career, but LeBron is still the face of the league right now. People are still paying top dollar to see LeBron. I'm gonna give you a perfect example. When I was at the Fanatics Fest a couple weeks ago, right? The shop was there.
Right, yeah. Yep.
So LeBron was there. You should have seen the line that was there ready to see LeBron. The jerseys and everything. Like, yeah. You wouldn't see all that with Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Do I think he's a star? Yeah, but when I think of a superstar,
Could he...
I,
to add on to that, could he be the face of the league?
nah, I don't see it. I think the next face of the league is going to be one of two guys: Jason Tatum or Anthony Edwards, especially if Ant goes to a bigger market.
Well, I was gonna say, what? You don't see Cooper Flag?
Yeah, he could be. He could be.
I was kidding.
No, you weren't.
I wanted to see if you would actually call a Duke player the face of the league.
I mean, look, I don't have any problems with Cooper Flag. I actually enjoyed watching him. Hate the school he went to, but
Zion was supposed to be that, but he ate too many beignets.
well, Zion his to me, I think his prime was when he was at
At
Duke.
Duke.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he
do.
ate too much gumbo, too many beignets, and ripped his shoe.
Can you even spell the word beignet, motherfucker?
No, I'm not. It's a French fucking pastry. It's a goddamn zeppeli.
Yeah, but
Fried fucking dough.
so like perfect example. Perfect example. I'm gonna give you like a perfect example of a face of the league. Like my mom, she likes the NBA, but doesn't really follow along with it because my mom's from the old school. Magic, Jordan,
Jordan.
Kareem, Bird, Dominique Wilkins, Bernard King, all that. I mean, she knows some of the guys that are in the league now. Like she knows Steph, she knows KD, she knew Carmelo, she knew Dwayne Wade, but yeah, and she knows LeBron. That's what I mean. Like you still know who someone is even when you don't watch the sport. Like another example I'll give you guys when when he still played. My mom didn't really watch baseball, but she knew who Jeter was and still knows who he is.
Like I'll give you a person that may not have been. I'll give you two people that are like that are in non big name sports. Simone Biles,
Yeah,
Michael Phelps.
yeah. Like, see what I mean? Yeah. I just think. See, here's the thing, because you mentioned Jokic as the face of the league. Like, I don't think Jokic would give a damn about that.
He doesn't give a shit about. He cares more about his fucking horses.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think SGA is young enough that he could evolve into the face of the league.
But my thing is, look, I'm not saying it to be disrespectful, but the league isn't gonna have an international person be the face of the league. Like, if anything, like I could see Jason Tatum as the next face of the league. Like he's young, and look at where he plays. That also plays a part.
I mean, yeah, I mean the low market of OKC. I mean, let's face it. If he stayed there, it should have been Durant, but he left. If it was in a small market, it could have been KD.
Yeah. I mean,
but he went ring chasing.
KD really doesn't care about all that stuff either. Like Kevin Durant just want to hoop.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. See, the one issue I have with Kevin Durant is when he came out and said he's not a leader. Like I haven't really been able to look at him the same after. I still think he's a hell of a player. He's still scoring the ball at the highest level and putting the ball in the basket. But KD is damaged goods now.
Yeah.
Hasn't really done much since he was.
I think him going to Houston is his best bet right now because now he doesn't have to be the guy. He just.
Yes, I mean, but he's going to.
He's going to be, but he doesn't have to be.
I mean, Kevin is, look, he's still elite. I don't know about top 5 anymore.
Oh, he's top 10.
Yeah, that might be stretching it too. Maybe you could say top 12. I mean, he's suffered injuries. He hasn't really been the same.
Since his Achilles tear.
Yeah, and because you notice, like, look at him in his OKC days. He used to attack the basket. Now, you don't really see that too much. Listen, as much as I hated the move, him going to Golden State was the best thing to happen to him because he couldn't have been in a better or more fitting system for him because it was free-flowing basketball. And, he had a guy who didn't mind deferring him the ball.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's really all. And I have one more basketball story that we'll get into because it was free agency. But speaking of OKC, and Ryan, I want your opinion on this. How do you guys feel about the fact that they're about to announce an expansion, 2 new expansion teams for the West Coast? Have you heard about this?
I'm not.
Christian, have you?
No, I haven't heard anything.
Okay. I'm very happy about these. Because if this is true, we're going to get Memphis back on the East and Utah on the East Coast for the Eastern Division. Going out west, though, we're having a legendary team and a new team. The new team will be based in Las Vegas. And the returning team will be based in Seattle.
Can't rain all the time.
We're getting the Supersonics back.
All right, that's kind of dope.
From rumors being going around, we're getting a team in Vegas, and apparently the Supersonics are going to come back. I am 1,000% down on that because they don't need to build a new stadium for the basketball team. They can just use the T-Mobile Arena. Just use where the Kings are, or the Kings, the Knights, the Golden Knights. I am perfectly okay with that. I love it. All right, and last story for the NBA, and last question for the NBA. With free agency, the biggest mover right now for free agency, Christian, in your opinion, my opinion, it has been Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta has been getting a lot of players, and it seems like they are one of the top teams in the East that is going to be looking at doing something with the fact that Boston and Boston and Indiana are pretty much on the up and out this season.
Yeah, I think the East is more wide open than like what a lot of people would have expected, especially with with Tatum out and Halliburton out. Like, this could be the next chance to.
And they just hired Mike Brown as the new head coach.
Yeah, it's not a bad hire.
Nope. But I think with the retooling of what Atlanta did, is it crazy to think that Atlanta could make the Eastern Conference Finals?
Yes, that's crazy.
Really? Why? They're 10-1 to do it. They're 10-1 to make the Eastern Conference, to win the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know.
They picked up Porzingis.
Yeah, but he can't stay healthy.
But they have questions on that. But Trae Young has been going around getting more people to help him out. I really think Atlanta, with how... Okay, so here are the odds right now for the Eastern Conference. The Knicks are the favorite. I mean, that's not a surprise. Cleveland's injured. Cleveland's second at 275. Pretty much 270, 275. The Magic are next at 5-1. The 76ers are 9. You can just cross that off the list because other than Maxey, because let's face it, Maxey's the only one that stays healthy, who do they have? Embiid's never healthy. After that, it's Atlanta at 10-1, and then Detroit at 13-1. And I even take them off the list because they just lost their best shooter to gambling the gambling issues. He's going to get himself kicked out of the league. I think it's really boiled down to I think the Atlanta's top 4.
All right, so let's look at it like this. So you got the Knicks, you got Cleveland. They have question marks over them right now.
Yep.
Milwaukee.
Yep. And they're 18. They're 18-1.
Then there's who else? Okay, so you got the Knicks, you got
Orlando.
Cleveland. Yeah, you got Orlando. That's 4 right there. Detroit is gonna be back.
Yeah, but here's the thing: Detroit is in hot water right now because they don't know what's gonna happen with their team because Malik Beasley being pretty much he's already actually he's an ex-Piston. He's gone.
Yeah, but they got Cade Cunningham, so all right. You got all right. What did I say? I said the Knicks, Cleveland, Milwaukee, Orlando, Detroit. Indiana's still gonna be in there.
Indiana just lost. I mean, they just lost their center to LA.
That's true. That's true.
They tore down. They tore down that team already, and so is Boston for the most part.
Yeah.
To get under the luxury tax. Honestly, if you're going top 4, it's the Knicks, Cleveland, Orlando, and probably Milwaukee. But I could also see the Hawks jumping into the 5th seed and having a fighting chance because if they have to take on Boston or Orlando, they could beat them if they stay healthy.
Okay. All right. So we got those 5. Now we got to add 3 more.
The Sixers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boston, probably not.
No, they can still be in there.
Yeah, I mean, I could see Boston be more of the play-in team.
In Miami.
I'll give you a surprise team that could hit the playoff. That could hit, not make it to the playoffs, but that could hit the play-in game, and possibly Toronto.
Who?
The Raptors. To get into that playoff, get that 8 seed, or get into that play-in.
Yeah.
But, because, I mean, let's face it, other than the Knicks, who else? Other than the Knicks, who else right now is healthy? The Magic. Knicks and the Magic are the only 2 that are healthy. Cleveland's coming off of an injury. We don't know how, what's his name's going to be playing? Oh, fuck. Who's the one that got injured during the Indy?
Oh, Darius Garland?
Yeah. And same with Garland, and even Mitchell wasn't playing up to his standards during the playoffs.
Nah, he played well. He just ran into a better team.
Fair. But, like, that's the thing. We don't know what... So, I mean, the question's going to be is, how is everyone going to play? I mean, that's fair. And the West, don't get me started on the West. The West is a freaking shit show.
Nah, the West is easy to dissect. So it's Oklahoma City, Denver, Houston. If they can stay healthy, Dallas.
So let me give you the
Minnesota.
Let me give you the odds
right there.
Yeah.
And then Golden State and both LA teams.
All right, so here are the odds right now. OKC is plus 170. This is to win the West. This is to make it to the NBA Finals next year. Plus 170. Houston's 5-1. Denver's 5-1. The Lakers, there's bias there. People need to remember that. They're 8.5-1. The T-Wolves are 10. Golden State is 14. The Clippers are 16. Dallas is 18. and San Antonio is 22. I'm cutting it off there because then Memphis is 80, and I don't think Memphis stands a fucking chance. The Spurs, if Harper comes in and at least is up to semi-standards, the Spurs could be, if they stay healthy, could be a scary team next year. Maybe not to make it to the finals, but I could see them getting a top 4 seed if everyone stays healthy.
Mm-hmm.
But Dallas, I don't see Dallas making it because of Cooper Flag. They're going to put too much on him for the start. The Jazz are just going to be awful. But, I mean, it's interesting to see what is going to happen next year with that because, I mean, granted, we haven't even touched Summer League yet. So, we don't know how everyone's going to play. But, all right. Final big note, and then we'll get into the predictions for college football. The Cleveland Browns have a new stadium in the works. They have gotten a $650 million grant from the city of Cleveland. The kicker is this new Cleveland stadium will have a dome on it. Which I've been hearing a lot of people lately saying that all stadiums should have a dome, an option to have a dome on it. Personally, think that's fucking crazy. But I get the argument people might have. I call bullshit on that. What do you guys calling it?
I mean, I know they're getting a new stadium, and people are like, I've been seeing some very misleading news articles about it.
Which one? What have you been hearing?
The Browns are leaving Cleveland again because the stadium is outside of city limits.
Oh, jeez. That I have not heard that one.
Yeah, it's like just outside city limits, but like people are like, oh, they're leaving again. I know it's ironic.
No one's backing up the fucking Mayflower, goddammit.
But I mean, it's the fact that like somebody was like, oh fuck, the Browns suck so bad they're leaving Cleveland again.
Okay.
As far as I'm gonna call bullshit.
Yeah, because imagine Pittsburgh with a dome. I can't. Like, I get certain stadiums need domes, like Syracuse is a college stadium. If you're going to do college, like, it's weird, because on one hand, having a places like Cleveland with a dome means you could have other events and make money all year round in those stadiums. Like how Indy does and shit like that.
Right.
But you lose kind of the pageantry of having these cold weather games. And let's face it, if they're on the field and they have natural warming, if they can actually warm the fields correctly, no one's cold if you're on the field. The only people that are cold are the fuckers in the stands. And 90% of the time, they're liquored up on blackberry brandy to not understand what if they're not feeling their face from the cold or the alcohol. Christian, what's your thoughts on this?
All right, what's the topic again?
So Cleveland is got a grant to build a brand new stadium.
Who, the Browns?
Yes.
Okay.
The kicker is with this one, this is going to have a dome. It is going to be an indoor stadium. I've been hearing arguments from people that if they're building new stadiums, all stadiums should have a dome so they could be used all year round.
I mean, that's still not going to deny the fact they still suck.
No, but I mean, in both myself and Ryan's opinions, it takes away from what the game is. Maybe take that money and not worry about a dome, but use it to properly heat up your fucking field to where it actually, you know, the weather doesn't do shit.
Yeah.
Because, oh, well, it's -2 degrees in Kansas City. Yeah, guess what? That's sports. I personally think that every baseball stadium should be enclosed.
Yeah.
Because...
No, it's an outdoor sport.
Well, no. Okay, let me rephrase that. There should be a retractable roof on it.
Okay, that's fair.
Because as much as the game needs to be played outdoors, when there's 15 rainout games, it's hard to make them all up. I would rather have an option to close the roof for baseball to where they don't have to worry about rainouts. Or if, like, the case of, like, Texas or Houston where it's 120 degrees, that they could just close the roof and make it, 80. But I think we're all calling bullshit on that, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, after we come back from our break and say hello to some of the people that have been helping us out, we will have our college football over-unders for the Sun Belt. But until then, here's Song of the Week. And we'll keep on moving. And if you are listening live, there is no Song of the Week. We are just going right into the college football picks. And welcome to everyone listening right now. We have about 5 people listening. Live.
And for those, wait, hold on. Since you haven't put it in there, I'm picking the Song of the Week. So you just heard Fucked with an Anchor by Ailstrom.
Fucked with an Anchor by Ailstrom? Okay. Let me write that down.
Yeah, never let me pick.
Could be worse. Could be throw that bitch a bagel.
I mean, I could have went worse. I mean, I really could have.
Yeah, you could have. It could have been... you could have picked anything from fucking Screwdriver. And we're canceled.
We're canceled.
But yes, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's dive into the betting portion of the show where we go into the previews of college football. And this week we dive into the Sun Belt Conference, where your favorites out of this is to have Texas State, or no, sorry, it would be Louisiana taking on JMU. Is what the prediction is, but I don't think we're all in agreement with that. So let's get into the weeds on this one. Kicking off with Appalachia State, the Mountaineers. Let's face it, their only claim to fame lately was the fact that they beat Michigan as an FCS. But their over-under for Appalachia State is 5.5. They're 20-1 to win the Sun Belt. Their non-conference games are at Charlotte, which is at Bank of America Stadium, Linwood, and Oregon State. and I believe okay, they're there. Yeah, Oregon State. Um,
I'm going to get a drink.
okay. So, in my opinion, this team is not what they used to be. I have them only winning 5 games and going under their total, just doing everything. They're not that good this year, but they're just going to be shy of bowling. Ryan, what do you got?
Who is it?
Appalachia State.
Let's go under.
Okay. When Christian gets back, we'll have his. Next, the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. Their over-under for them for CCU is also 5.5, and they are also 20-1 to win the conference. Their non-conference games are at Virginia, Charleston Southern, and home against Eastern Carolina. The shots are going bowling. They do this every year. I think they're going to run into a buzzsaw that is JMU, but I have them winning 7 games, and I am going over for the Chanticleers. Right?
Over.
Over. Christian, when you're back, just let me know. Okay. Because we need to bring back the videos. We need to bring back video portions of this.
Yeah.
All right. Next, the Georgia Southern Eagles. Their over-under is 7.5. Their odds to win the conference is 7-1. Their non-conference games are at Fresno, at USC, and home against Jacksonville State, and home against Maine. They got 2 tough games right off the start, which then puts them in a pigeonhole, which means they have to run the table. I don't think they're going to run the table. I had them at 7 wins, going bowling, and under. Right?
Go under.
Okay. Next, the Georgia State Panthers. Their odds to win the title are 55-1. Their over-under is 3.5. They play Ole Miss, Memphis, Murray State, and Vanderbilt. Is it bad that I only see them having 1 win?
I mean, it's kind of pathetic that you think they're only going to get 1 win, but usually you're not wrong on that. So I'm gonna take the under on that one.
Yeah, because they got I'm just gonna read exactly what they have: JMU, Appalachia State, Georgia Southern, Southern Alabama, Coastal Carolina, Marshall, Troy, Old Dominion. Yeah. And they have a hard non-conference schedule. Yeah, I got them going 1 win. All right. Next, the JMU Dukes. Their over-under is 8.5. Their teams that they play, their non-conference, is Weber State, at Louisville, at Liberty, and home against Wazoo. This team, it's theirs to win it all this year, or at least make the conference title game. I have them going over and winning 9 games. I don't see them lose. I see them losing 2 games. Probably a game against Wazoo and then like Texas State or something like that. Ryan, what do you got? 8.5 is their over-under.
I'm going to take the over.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I paid for them not to kick us off now. All right. The Marshall Thundering Herd. The over-under is 5.5. They are 28-1 to win the whole thing. Their games, they open up with at Georgia, Missouri State, Eastern Kentucky, and at Middle Tennessee. Marshall won it all last year. I think they don't win it all again, but I think they get better. I actually have them winning 6 games and going over. Rye, what do you got?
Over.
Christian, Thundering Herd, 5.5.
Ain't nobody care.
Over.
Ain't nobody care.
All right, then I'm just
Ain't nobody care.
gonna match you with everything we had. All right, cool. Good to know. Hey, you don't want to pick? I'm just gonna fucking do it. All right, Old Dominion, final for the East. Old Dominion, 13-1 to win the whole thing. 5.5
Tell
for the
your
over.
Achilles I said to watch out.
Is the over under. Their games they got is at Indiana, North Carolina, at Vodtech, and home against Liberty. Normally I would say this team has a chance again to beat Virginia Tech, but this is not the beginning of the year when they play them. This is week 3. Virginia Tech has time to get ready. This team is going to get smoked under 4 wins.
Yeah,
Right.
I'll take the under.
Okay, Rye?
Under.
All right, now we move to the West. And we start with the Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns. There is no win total on their in the book right now. That has everything to do with their quarterback and the transfer portal. Their non-conference games are Rice, McNeese, at Missouri, and Eastern Michigan. Just by odds-wise, it looks like their win total is going to be 7. So I'm sticking with 7. And I think they push. I actually have them winning 7 games. Rod, what do you... What?
But all right, you got them at 7 games.
Yeah. You going over under 7, or are you going to have them exactly winning 7?
I have them at 7.
Okay. Christian?
Ain't nobody care.
Push it real good.
This motherfucker.
All right.
That's right, Ryan.
I
Put a
know.
little rhythm into it.
South Alabama. Speaking of a different type of woofa. Terrible segue there. Thank you very much, Christian. Southern Alabama. Their over-under is 6.5. They are 5-1 to win the whole thing. Their non-conference games are Morgan State, Tulane, at Auburn, and home against North Texas. Or they're at North Texas, sorry. I think Morgan State, Tulane, that's not hard games for them. I got them winning 7 games because this team is a run-first offense. I think they go over.
I can see it over.
Okay. Right?
Over.
Over. Okay. Next on the list. The Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles. They are 14-1 to win the West. Their over-under is 4.5. Their non-conference games: Mississippi State, Jackson State, Jacksonville State, and Jackson State, Mississippi State, Jacksonville State. Yeah, that's it. They only have 3 non-conference games. Okay, cool. Good to know. This team, this team is going to win a lot of games. This team has one of the best running backs in the Sun Belt that they got out of the transfer portal in Matt Jones. Watch Southern Miss. Southern Miss is going to shock a lot of people. 4.5 is going to get blown out of proportion. Give me the over, and I have them winning. I have them winning 8 games.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that.
And there will be a bet on this over. I'm hammering the fucking over on Southern Miss. Right?
Over.
Okay. They are my long shot to win the Sun Belt, too. And possibly this might be the other team that makes it. Texas State Bobcats last year in the Sun Belt before they move over to the Pac-12. Michigan, their over-under is 7.5. Their non-conference games are home against Eastern Michigan at UTSA, at Arizona State, and home against Nicholas. They are 7.5 to 1 to win. They're 7.5. You know what? I shouldn't even say that. They're gonna win 7 games because I think they just fall short of getting to the title.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm taking.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next. Yeah, well, you just agreed with me, so there you go. Troy, the Troy Trojans.
Agreed with you.
Sure you didn't.
You know what?
Troy Trojans, 5.5 is their over-under. Their to win the whole thing is 14 to 1. Their non-conference games are Nicholas at Clemson. That's a loss. Home against Memphis and at Buffalo. That's a loss. They are pretty much the question is does Troy go bowling? And they're pretty good at going bowling, so yes, I have them going over and winning 6 games. Right, Christian? Does Troy go bowling?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they did.
All right, next, the ULM Warhawks. Oh, they are 4.5 to 1 to win their over/under, and they are 40 to 1 to win the conference. That makes me laugh. Their non-conference games are St. Francis of PA at Alabama. That's gonna be a blowout. At UTEP and home against Northwestern. This team is just an embarrassment. It hasn't been good in the last decade. It will continue to suck. They win fucking 3 games and under. What do you guys got?
Under.
Okay. Christian?
Ain't nobody care.
Ender. And finally, the okay, I don't even have their non-conference games. Where the fuck I completely missed. I don't have them. But okay, they actually did not print out an Arkansas State. Oh, yeah, Arkansas State Red Wolves. That's interesting. They must have not had. Oh no, there they are. Oh, okay, completely missed that. All right, Arkansas State Red Wolves. 5.5 is their over under. 22-1 to win the whole thing. CMU, at Arkansas, home against Iowa State, and at Kennesaw State are their non-conference games. They'll get one win against CMU. Maybe Kennesaw State too. Do they get... The question is are they going to go bowling? No. I got them winning 5 games and going under.
Yeah, I'll take the under. I agree with you.
Yeah, it sounds about right to me.
All right. And my title game is going to be JMU versus Southern Miss. And I got JMU winning the whole thing.
I'll take Southern Miss.
Rye, who do you got in your you just gonna agree with what I have, or you got your own Sun Belt final? Say that again, Rye?
I'm gonna agree with Christian.
Okay, you gonna take Southern Miss?
Yep.
Okay. Listen, I'm still gonna put up. I'll still put money down on either one, because 22-1 or 14-1 is not too shabby.
Right.
But I mean, Southern Miss is going to be the team that everyone's gonna. They're gonna be the Marshall of last year. And especially doesn't hurt that, I think, wasn't that the head coach that left Marshall? Christian?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't Southern Miss the head coach that left Marshall?
I think so.
Yeah, that's why. They're the new Marshall, because half the team is fucking Marshall. Yeah, Blake Anderson.
I believe so.
Yeah, Blake Anderson. Hugh Jackson is in Georgia State. Yeah. It's going to be very interesting to see. And especially as of next week, where we finish off the group of 5 per se, because, I mean, technically we have 2 more group of 5s. I don't count the American as a group of 5, but college football does. But we go to the Mountain West. And we go to the island, boys.
Oh, yippee.
Well, I mean, let's face it. The island ain't gonna do shit this year. It's gonna
yippee.
It's probably gonna be UNLV. If I have,
you know that, yet you still want to talk about it.
Hey, it's the Mountain West. It's college football.
Whatever.
We are getting closer and closer to it.
Yeah, I already see the first 3 games I'm previewing.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Listen, the games are going to be fun.
Yeah.
Because it is already close. We are already. God. Think about this for a quick second. At the end of this month, we will officially have football. American football. Because the Hall of Fame game is at the end of the month.
Yeah, and this is it's not a stat class because only 4 guys are going in. I mean, Sterling Sharp finally got that call to the Hall. If he didn't get hurt, we could be talking about one of the all-time greats. I mean, he was Brett Favre's go-to receiver. for quite some time. Eric Allen. Eric was he was a true shutdown guy. A guy that could literally eliminate one side of the field. A guy that could tackle, could play off, as well as play in bump and run or press coverage, as we call it. Jared Allen, and for everyone that says Jared Allen shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame, numbers don't lie.
No, you didn't watch football then if you think.
No, you didn't. He has over 120 sacks. I think he has 100. Let me see how many he has exactly. Jared Allen. There he is. He recorded 136 sacks in his career.
Jeez.
That alone puts him in 6'6", 270, and he was just. He was a man amongst boys because he found ways to get around you. He found ways to maneuver through you. Trey Hendrickson, to me, is cut from the Jared Allen cloth. And then, the guy who I think is the headliner of this class, that's Antonio Gates. And listen, I remember when he came into the league and remember watching him his rookie year, and I'm just saying to myself, who's this number 85 guy? And then when you hear who he is, this is Antonio Gates out of Kent State. And he went undrafted. I'm like, wow. He literally, he took what Shannon Sharp brought to the position and kind of put his own twist on it. Because this is a guy who never played a down of college football. He was a basketball player.
Right.
Look, Antonio, he wasn't quick, but he knew how to lure defenders in. And he used a lot of his basketball moves on the football field. You know what I'm saying? Like, there were tight ends who obviously could catch better. Like, I thought Tony Gonzalez, had better hands. And, but Antonio just had the ability to catch and move with the ball. He did just enough to wiggle and make people miss. And, he created mismatches all throughout the field. I thought he was more than worthy of being a first ballot Hall of Famer, but he got in on the second ballot, and I couldn't be happier for him. Congratulations to this entire class.
Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. We're getting closer to football season, and we dive into the 4th of July this weekend.
Yeah.
Dive.
Golly gee.
Which also means, and we'll close out with it's a kind of a tradition on this show to talk about the weirdest fucking shit you could actually bet on and why people would fucking bet on this. We have numbers for the hot dog eating contest on Friday.
I knew this was coming.
Okay, we've done it every year for the last decade.
Yeah.
The difference is this year is, compared to last year, is Joey's Chestnut is back. He was banned last year for being sponsored by a vegan hot dog company. I can't even believe that phrase. I'm like, what the fuck? But Joey Chestnut is back. And oh god, does anyone want to guess what they have set for his over under in hot dogs and buns?
Hey yo.
Yeah,
No.
The amount of sodium that he's about to be eating would kill a man. 71.5 is his over-under. Which would pretty much be a new world record if he eats 72 in 10 minutes. that's a little much.
You know, speaking of hot dog eating contests,
Why do you need to talk about someone's ex-girlfriend that way?
ew. No, but I did think it's funny because there's this little hot dog stand here in my hometown
That's where you need to take Dustin for the bunny ranch.
called Fat Dogs. Now listen, they've got the greatest fucking merch ever.
Okay.
All their fucking shit says slinging wieners in DeSoto.
Okay,
Tell me
then.
that shit. Hot dog.
Christian doesn't know what to say.
You're lucky I didn't hang up.
Come on, dude. Are you telling me if you had a shirt that said slinging wieners, you wouldn't wear it?
And he left.
No.
Oh, I don't know what's worse though. And he's back. So they have Joey Chestnut on here for the men's. So Miki Soudo is the women's champion. They have her hot dogs and buns set at 45 and a half. 46 hot dogs and buns in 10 minutes. The amount of sodium that is in that just, it makes me fucking have agita. Like, all right, let's flip this question. How many hot dogs do you think you can eat in 10 minutes?
I don't know, maybe 3. I know what's in there, and that shit's disgusting.
Yeah. Christian?
I don't really mess with hot dogs like that.
I've done this before.
I want to look at everybody at the hot dog eating contest and be like, you motherfuckers look like you eat hot dogs for the shape and texture, not the taste.
And you know what's funny, Ryan? I could see you questioning somebody saying that.
These are the same motherfuckers that eat corn on the cob the long
Long
way.
way, yeah.
Hey, yo.
God, years ago, I actually have done this. And I've done, no, it's not the kink. It's the Colonel. I've done the hot dog eating challenges like that, and I've done 10 minutes.
Just had to have a bunch of wieners in your mouth at once.
Yeah, but
Yeah, that's my cue. No.
I've done 15 in 10 minutes.
In a row?
Yeah, in a row. And then they made lasagna afterwards.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, I know your toilet didn't like you.
Oh no, listen, this is when I was 18. I was young and dumb.
You still young and stupid.
Yeah, but I also know not to eat fucking 70 hot dogs in a sitting.
Oh, okay.
I'm not that dumb.
Whatever you want to call it.
I mean, just the fact that we can bet on hot dog eating contests.
Yeah. Yeah, the fact that they have a way you can bet on a hot dog eating contest.
That's fucked up. Holy shit, that is smelly.
This is pretty much what everyone else thinks about when they have a hot dog eating contest.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just... listen, does Joey Chestnut fucking do it? Probably. But the dude's also getting up there in, I would say age, but I mean, let's face it. Even though he's up there in age, how much can your body fucking take?
Apparently that much.
I mean, what, the GIF?
I mean, that's essentially what a hot dog eating contest is.
Here we go.
You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and throw this up here for you guys. Because I'm sure at some point you'll both be able to use this.
So, all right. I just did the math on this one. If you have one hot dog, one Nathan's hot dog, it contains 630 milligrams of sodium.
That's a lot of sodium.
Yeah. So let's just do this. 6330, so 630 times it by 72. Oh fuck. 45,360 milligrams of sodium.
Yeah, there's your hot dog eating contest name.
That's about right.
No, but it's fucking funny.
America.
I use that way more than I like to admit.
Just chomping down on wieners.
Yeah, now it's really time for me to go.
Well,
Hot dog eating contest, sir.
What'd you say?
I said you're the one that wanted to talk about the hot dog eating contest. You know, I am not fucking emotionally mature enough to have that conversation like an adult.
Oh, but I mean, it is the 4th of July.
What guy is?
People need to enjoy themselves. Have fun. Don't blow up your hands.
Or do. We're not going to tell you how to live your life.
Well, make sure you know what you're doing, because by the time this show airs next week, or by the time the show airs soon, we should have, it should be Friday. It should air by tomorrow, so, unless you're joining us live, so.
Hopefully you have all your phalanges, but if you're minus a few, well, that's on you.
Yep. And thank everybody that have been listening, because God forbid. It's going to be another good day. But with that being said, that is our show. And if you like what you heard, you can follow us on all social media accounts under the Nerdport Network. Follow us individually on Twitter at F and Ronnie.
At DailyBlitz_61.
At Stuntcock STL. Fuck you, dude.
What?
Oh, I died.
Oh, Jesus Christ. And join us back here during the week as we dive more into the world of professional wrestling. While we're on streaming, doing our normal shit, we will just be bullshitting and having fun while playing certain games. But join us back here every Wednesday as we dive again into the good, the bad, and the what the fuck was that in the wide world of sports and sports betting and, you know, sometimes maybe some sports entertainment. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you heard, please tell your friends. If you didn't,
Well, fuck your own face.
I hope Bobby Bonilla knows that he's getting paid again.
It already happened.
Yeah, well, it was Bobby Bonilla Day, so.
Bobby Bonita Day. Smart motherfucker.
And if you like what you heard, if you didn't like what you hear, tell your enemies. But until then, always remind them 3 different things. 1, I guess a hot dog's a taco or a sandwich, however you want to look at it.
Fucking God, I'm gonna kick you in the cock.
There's
double.
ladies and gentlemen, there's always a teachable moment. Bobby Bonilla is getting paid. Hot dog is a taco / sandwich, and there's always a teachable moment. And if you don't believe me, well then fuck, it's just a fact of life. Yeah.